Yes, I'm audible.
Sir. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, let me start. Basic introduce yourself, then will be discuss regarding BRCTO mock.
Okay, so hello, sir. My name is Saurabh Samadar. Uh, I'm from Calcutta, West Bengal. So I did my masters in chemistry from IIT Bombay. I passed out from masters in 2023, and then I joined NTPC as assistant chemist trainee. So I am currently posted at Chennai NTECL Vellore. So I am posted there as a trainee.
Yes, good. First of all, basic how to prepare for BRCTO interview. Yes, no. First, basic
Yes,
intro, your complete intro from 10 to masters.
10 to masters.
Yes.
All right.
After that, achievement. Yes, not on white page. Yes.
Yes,
Point
I'm
one.
writing.
Point one.
Hmm.
Intro complete 10 to masters. After achievements. Have you
Hmm.
how many exams you have qualified now? IIT-JM,
IIT-JAM,
yes,
CSIR
CSA,
NET, and GATE,
NTPC, any other?
NTPC, and no, I don't know other exam.
Oh,
Last year I also gave back scientific officer interview, so I qualified that exam. Can I mention that?
yes, sure.
Okay.
That's one your achievements. Yes, no.
Hmm.
What's your hobby?
Hobby, as in I like to play badminton and badminton, and I like to do physical exercise, like some gymming activities in my free time, and listen to music, etc.
Yes, badminton. One point is your basic name and
Hmm.
your intro 10 to masters and achievement and hobbies.
Hmm.
Yes. Your name is Saurabh
Okay.
Samandar. What is the meaning of
So,
your name, Saurabh?
sir, the naming of my name it is actually, it means the smell of a flower. Like a flower gives a pleasant smell whenever we try to feel it. So that's the meaning, like sort of. It's
Yes.
the good smell of a flower.
Any synonyms or antonyms in your name?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Any synonyms and antonyms in your name?
In my name,
Yes.
mm, currently I do not have it in my mind. I have to check.
Okay. You look them. Yes, one point is your complete. Yes, no. Basic name, meanings,
Hmm.
10 to
Hmm.
masters, complete intro, achievement, and hobbies. Yes, no. Second
Okay.
point, your native place is West Bengal. Yes, no.
Yes, West Bengal.
What's your district?
It's Calcutta.
Kolkata. Yes. So some idea about your history, geography, polity regarding to your district and your state. Yes, no.
Okay.
So what's your favorite place in your district and West Bengal? How do you feel about
Hmm.
Calcutta? How do you feel about West Bengal? What the role of your
Hmm.
district and West Bengal in our country? Yes, basic
Hmm.
point.
Okay.
Third point is laboratory sections. Laboratory
What
sections.
is that?
Third point is laboratory.
Laboratory. What does it
Yes.
mean?
Labs. Like what is lab? What the laboratory in your life? What the main role of laboratory in your life? Like practical sections in you had UG PG sections.
Okay.
Yes, no. A
Hmm.
simple question regarding to laboratory is what is
Okay.
elemental analysis? What is functional
Hmm.
proof?
Okay.
And next part regarding to analytical chemistry. Analytical chemistry
Hmm.
is five sections: qualitative,
Hmm.
quantitative, volumetric, grammatic, and instrumental analysis.
Hmm.
What is this? Just
Okay.
look them. You have to study about these sections.
Okay.
Next four point is MSc projects name.
Hmm. Okay.
What's your MSc fourth semester project name is?
Okay. MSc project. Sure.
Yes, MSc project name.
So I have done two different projects in my MSc. So one of the topic is
Topic name.
green hydrogen production.
Yes.
Green hydrogen production
Green.
by using yes, green hydrogen production by using NIR photosensitizer. And my second project was uh, CO2 reduction by using a modified silica ligand. So these are the two different projects I have done during my masters.
Yes, green hydrogen production and using sensitization. Yes, no.
Yeah, and CO2 reduction. Second project.
CO2 reduction. Yes, some question from your topics. Like what is the basic application of this topic? What the uses?
Hmm.
Yes, basic to high. You look them, you have to study about this.
Hmm.
Number 5 point is
Okay.
BRC,
Okay.
Bhabha Atomic Research Center. Yes. What the main motto of BRC in our country? How do you feel about
Hmm.
BRC? When did it
Right.
stabilize in our country? Which type of work BRC in our countries?
Hmm.
All details regarding to BRC, Bhabha Atomic Research
Hmm.
Center.
All right.
Next point, why will you become a technical officer in BRC?
Hmm.
What's the role of technical officer in BRC?
Okay.
Yes. Can you answer of this question?
Role of technical officer is very similar to that of scientific officer. So technical officer works on a particular kind of lab and do different R&D activities. Like they can be posted in a computational lab or any experimental lab where they have to do some research work based on the demand of the organization. And mainly they have to supervise the works that are being carried out in the lab.
Yes. And why will you become a BRC technical officer in BRC?
The answer, the reason to join BRC as a technical officer could be that, uh, like in our chemistry background, the jobs are very limited, and BRC provides such a job, which is a prestigious scientist job, where you get a lifelong stability of a government job, and at the same time, you can carry out research, which will be useful for your nation. So at the same time, you are getting your lifelong security, and at the same time, uh, you can pursue your career in research. So the person like me who like to be involved in R&D activities. So that's why it's a wonderful opportunity for people like us.
Yes, good. Your point is right. Yes, point number 5. Yes.
Hmm.
What is scientist? What the major responsibility of scientists in our country? Yes, no.
So scientists mainly carry out the research and development work.
Yes.
So like from our daily necessary things that we use in our regular life to the things that are currently under research and development. So scientists once discovered it, that's why we are fortunate enough to use it in our daily life. So scientists play a vital role in developing the nation. So they can they can discover some new technologies which will be very useful for developing a new type of gadgets or systems like that. So scientists play a vital role in that. They analyze the problem, and based on the problem they devise a solution and they work on it.
Yes, good. Yes, next 6 point regarding to chemistry.
Okay.
What's your 5 favorite topic in chemistry for mock interview and final interview?
Like last time I appeared in interview in 2023 May. That time my 5 topics were in physical I gave 3 topics. One was group theory, second was kinetics, chemical kinetics, and third was chemical equilibrium. These three from physical chemistry. I prepared these topics back then. And one was from inorganic, which was coordination, and the fifth one was organic spectroscopy. So these are the 5 topics I prepared last time. So I'm planning to repeat these 5 topics again for this interview. So I will again prepare them rigorously. The things I left out last time, like reading standard textbooks for these topics, I am thinking to do it this time. Like I'll study it from notes first, followed by I will go through important
The
reference
standard books.
textbooks.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you go through notes plus standard books. Yes.
Okay.
Like TSP, KL Kapoor,
Hmm.
Atkins.
Right. Hmm.
Yes. Group theory, Veera Reddy. Yes.
Veera Reddy, right.
Coordination is MTAR या Housecraft. Good book.
Uh, Housecroft or
MTAR.
Missler and Tar, right?
Whistler and Tar. Yes.
Okay.
Organic spectro is Pavia is sufficient. Pavia.
Yes, Abhi.
Yes.
Sure, sure. I'll definitely look into these books this time
Yes.
because last time I couldn't crack it. My interview lasted for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and still I couldn't crack the exam last time. So let's hope for the best this time.
Yes. So are you presently have you filled the form of BRCSO?
Yeah, yeah. I have filled the form this time also.
Yes. No problem. This time we will
Yeah.
try also both TO and SO.
Yes, so yeah.
Yes. So this type of process from my side for mock interview.
Hmm. Hmm.
Today, any topics have you interview mock? Are you ready?
You can ask me questions from group theory.
Yes, group theory.
Okay.
Any chemical kinetics? What about chemical kinetics?
Chemical kinetics, I'll try, but I have to do some revision first. So you can ask me, I'll try.
Yes, first chemical kinetics. Yes, next.
Sure. Sure.
Yes. What is chemical kinetics? What the main application of chemical kinetics?
Chemical kinetics, as the name suggests, so kinetics is something which is related to speed. So in chemical kinetics, what we measure is the how fast a reaction can be or how slow it can be, and based on that uh, we can get the rate law of any particular chemical reaction. That will help us to understand how a reaction proceeds and what is the reaction mechanism. So these are the main fundamental concepts which are related to chemical kinetics.
Yes, good. Next question, what is the difference between rate of reaction, rate law, rate of equation?
Hmm.
What are the uses of these one in chemical kinetics?
So rate of a reaction, rate of a reaction, it depends on various things like substrate concentration and temperature, pressure. These things influence the rate of a chemical reaction. And from rate law, we get a empirical equation. So that tells us how the rate of a reaction depends on various substrate concentration. Okay, so how when we vary the different substrate concentration, how that is going to affect the rate, that tells us that we can get from the chemical rate equation, rate law.
Yes, rate law, rate reaction, rate equation. Yes, no.
Yes, yeah.
How to use this one for graphical representation of rate of reaction?
How to use what? Can you repeat?
How to use graphical representation of rate of reaction?
Graphical representation of rate of a reaction.
Yes.
Okay. So rate of a reaction, you want to plot versus what should be in the x-axis, like
Rate versus
time
time.
or
Rate versus
rate
time.
versus time.
Concentration versus time.
Okay, so if we draw rate versus time, rate of a reaction. So with substrate concentration, with the increase in substrate concentration, the rate would increase. But after a particular time, uh, it will not increase. It will become constant. So that is when you say that the reaction has reached its equilibrium. So the rate of forward reaction and backward reaction becomes equal at the state. So that's why rate remains unchanged with time.
Yes. Yes. Have you any whiteboard?
No, I have a blank paper with me.
Yes. Can you draw on blank paper?
Yeah, like what you want me to draw?
Graphical. Rate of reaction graph.
Okay, okay,
Rate versus time and concentration versus time.
okay.
Concentration versus rate.
Rate versus time, I am not very sure what would be the nature of that graph. Can we predict? Is it a general nature? Because uh, rate can be for some kind of reaction, rate can be constant, like it will not change with time. And for some reaction, it can increase with time, it can decrease also. So is there any particular kind of nature of this graph? Any fixed?
Yes. Any
I
idea?
have to
Have
check
you
that.
written? Have you written any types?
I'm sure told you. I'm sure. Rate versus concentration is like that. Okay. And rate versus time, I am actually not sure at this time. What should be the nature?
Concentration versus rate graph like to first order of reaction. Yes, no.
Concentration versus
Rate.
rate, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Graph like to first order of.
Concentration versus rate for a first order.
Yes. First order of reactions graph. Similar.
Concentration for first order
Concentration
reaction.
versus, yes, concentration versus rate graph similar to first order of reactions graph.
Okay. That should be rate versus time.
Rate versus times related to irreversible reactions. Irreversible reactions graph like to reactant.
Hmm.
Similar.
Hmm.
Yes.
So it will be a straight line. Will it be a straight line? Rate versus time.
No, not a straight line. Similar to irreversible reactions reactant graph.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Irreversible reaction reactant. Okay. So similar, both the rate versus time plot and rate versus concentration.
Yes.
Both the plot will be similar in nature.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So after some time it will be constant. First it will increase, then it will be constant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, next, move on. Basic point regarding to what is the difference between order of reaction and molecularity?
What is the difference between order of a reaction? So order of a reaction we get from that rate law. Like rate law is an experimental equation, so which tells us about the interrelation between rate and the substrate concentration to their corresponding power. So suppose a reaction A plus B is giving us a product D. So if we derive the experimental rate equation, we'll get rate equals to rate constant multiplied by A to the power some alpha and B to the power beta. So that alpha, which is at the power of A, that corresponds to the order with respect to A. Similarly, beta, that corresponds to the order with respect to B. And the total order or overall order, it will be alpha plus beta. But in case of uh, molecularity, right? What did you say? The other thing?
Yes. Order of reaction and
In
molecule.
case of molecularity, that is the molecularity defined as the coefficient of the reactant in a particular reaction. That defines the molecularity. Suppose uh, in case of um, carbon plus oxygen giving us CO2. So in that reaction, carbon coefficient is 1 and oxygen coefficient is also 1. So the molecularity, if that reaction, since that reaction occur in one step, single step only, so that corresponds to the coefficient of carbon and oxygen, that is 1. So when a reaction occur in one step only, in that case, the coefficient of the reactant is molecularity, and at the same time that coefficient is also called the order. It is only valid for a single step reaction where molecularity becomes equal to order, but for a multi-step reaction it can be equal or it cannot also be. So we cannot predict it from the simple equation, chemical reaction, equation of the chemical reaction.
Yes. Yes. Good. Next, move on. Next topic is zero order of reaction. What the main application of zero order of reaction in chemical kinetics?
Application zero order reaction. mm, Application like zero order reaction are those reaction where the rate of a reaction does not depend on the substrate concentration at all. So whatever the concentration of a particular reactant we take, the rate of the reaction will not depend on that. Rate of the reaction will always be the same. And like the application of that is that we have seen some kind of pseudo first order kind of reaction where we see that one of the reactant is present is large excess, like hydrolysis of ester. In that case, water is the solvent which is present is huge quantity in comparison to the ester. So we call that reaction zero order with respect to the water, because concentration of water does not change very much in that reaction. So that is one, mm, that can be one application of a zero order reaction.
Yes. Good. What the half-life of zero order of reaction?
Half-life of a zero order reaction.
Yes.
1 second, I have to. It is half-life is initial reactant concentration divided by 2 times rate constant.
Yes. TRP is equal to A upon 2 kg. What is half-life?
Yes,
First of all, is question regarding to half-life. What is half-life? What the main
half-life.
purpose of half-life in chemical kinetics?
Half-life is like suppose we half-life is the actually the definition of half-life is the uh, amount of time required to decrease the concentration of the reactant to its one half. That is called half-life. Suppose we start a reaction with 100 molecules of a reactant. Okay, so in the reaction, as the reaction proceeds to forward, reactant is getting converted to product. So half-life of this reaction will be at that point where the number of molecule of the reactant will become 50. So we start from 100 and we are getting 50. The amount of time required to achieve this, that is called the half-life of this reaction.
Yes, good. Any limitation of zero order of reaction?
Limitation. Mm, no, limitation. I currently do not have anything in mind.
Okay, no problem. What the reaction of an example of zero order of reaction?
No, I don't have the example currently in my mind. I have to
Zero
check.
order of an example is like ever process. Zero order of reaction mostly presence of catalysis. Yes, no. Mostly presence
Okay.
in
Haber
catalysis.
process.
Yes.
Okay. Haber process, it is zero order, overall zero order, like with respect to nitrogen, hydrogen, both
Yes.
of them, both are zero.
Yes. N2 plus 3H2 presence of catalysis
Hmm.
iron promoter
Hmm.
build down product at 2NH.
Hmm. Okay.
And next example is NTO, N2O.
N2O.
Presence of catalysis platinum, the product N2 plus half O2. These are
Hmm.
example of zero order of reactions.
Yes, yes.
What the difference between first order of reaction and pseudo order of reaction?
The main particular difference is uh, the rate of a zero order reaction does not depend on reactant concentration at all, but the rate of a first order reaction directly depends on the reactant concentration to the power 1. So if we double the reactant concentration of a first order reaction, the rate will become double.
Yes. What the example of reaction is first order of reaction?
First order reaction example can be, I think, decomposition of N2O5 to produce N2O5. Decomposition of N2O5 to produce N2O and O2. The examples I don't remember actually. These are memorizing. No, I have to revise. So
Okay.
that's why I don't have the examples in my mind right
No
now.
problem. Decomposition of
Mm,
SO2 Cl2. SO2
Okay.
plus Cl2, first order. And first order
Okay.
reaction, SN1 reaction is first order reaction. Yes.
SN1 reaction, first order, yes.
SN2 is second order reaction.
Yes.
What the half-life of first order of reaction?
The half-life of first order reaction is equal to 0.693 by rate constant.
Yes. Yes, can you draw a graphical representation of first order of reaction? Zero order and first order. Length versus time and concentration versus time.
Rate versus time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, next, no problem. You look them. You have to study about these. Next day we will discuss.
Yeah.
What the relation
I have
between
already.
first order of reaction and radioactivity decay?
What is the relation?
Between radioactivity decay and first order of reaction.
Radioactivity decay is also a first order. It follows first order kinetics. So similar to all the equations of a first order reaction like integrated rate law, differential rate law. So that similarly correspond to the first order radioactive decay. But some parameters we give different name, like rate constant is called decay constant there, and concentration is replaced by number of molecules, like this.
Yes. Next, what is second order of reaction? What the main application of second order of reaction?
The second order reaction is a reaction where reactant rate of the reaction is proportional to the concentration concentration of reactant to the power 2. So if we change the reactant concentration 2 times, the rate of the reaction will increase 4 times.
Yes. What the half-life of second order of reaction?
So half-life of a second order reaction, it will be is it A by K?
Yes. A by K2A.
A by?
E to A.
Okay.
Any limitation of first order of reaction and second order of reaction?
This limitation I have to check. Actually, I don't know. I
Okay.
haven't think of it yet. So can you shed some light on like what can be a limitation?
Yes, limitations जो फर्स्ट ऑर्डर में नहीं होता प्रोसेस वो सेकंड ऑर्डर में किया जाता है द लिमिटेशन
Hmm.
सेकंड
Hmm.
ऑर्डर डिफाइन नहीं होता थर्ड ऑर्डर
Hmm.
सिंपल वन पॉइंट
Okay.
एंड थर्ड ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन व्हाट इज थर्ड ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन
Third order of reaction is similarly rate of the reaction is proportional to reactant concentration to the power 3.
यस व्हाट द एग्जांपल ऑफ थर्ड ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शंस
Example, third order reaction. I know a typical organic chemistry example, like Cannizzaro reaction.
यस यस
That is a third order
Cannizzaro yes
reaction.
Cannizzaro reaction is third order reaction yes right organic
Yeah.
but here is the
Yeah.
example is 2NO plus O2 2NO2
Okay.
what is the half life of third order of reaction any half life
No, I don't know. I have to check.
yes
Like I can do. I know the
yes
master
yes
formula of life.
yes no
I'll just
problem
put the value of n. Yeah, I'll obtain it.
yes
It will be
today
just
today
matter of.
only yes today only basic idea about the mock yes how to
Mm.
prepare next day
Yes.
we will discuss briefly
Mm.
basic to high one by one
Okay.
topic
Okay.
yes, no?
Yeah. Yeah. Because in Bark, I have seen that I have given the interview last time. No. So I have seen that they ask very simple questions,
Yes,
but the questions are not that straightforward. So you have to think about the answer. It's a bit tricky.
tricky yes
So yeah, like Arrhenius concept, they will ask very fundamental question, but they will confuse you. You know the answer, but you cannot give at that time. The
yes
answer will not come to your mind. You have to think.
basic
So
questions
that.
yes I have so many
Hmm,
transcript the last selected students like
hmm,
this Arrhenius concept Arrhenius equation
hmm,
what the main application
hmm,
of Arrhenius equation how to
hmm,
determine activation energy from Arrhenius equation these type basic questions
hmm,
how to represent
hmm,
it graphically in a activation energy from Arrhenius what the relation between Arrhenius and activation energy draw on
hmm,
page draw on board yes no
hmm,
these type
hmm,
of basic questions yes
hmm.
today's mock is the time is over one mock is 40 minutes yes no so
Okay.
next day we will discuss uh, briefly
Hmm.
yes my mock time is daily 2 to 11 p.m yes no
So I'm comfortable with 11 p.m. because
yes
in
yes
the
okay
daytime I'm working,
yes
so this is my preferable time.
okay no problem your free time is 11 p.m yes so daily
Yeah.
your mock time is 11 p.m yes so next day